Hey, what's up guys? This is Taylor and I am doing the free video for Wednesday, May 31st. So we had a pretty good start to the week on our end, with our trades in Apple, Tesla, and Netflix hitting our targets. So Apple here for now plays out a pretty textbook uptrend. Pulls back to a 21 EMA, rallies into a new high, reversion to the mean, continuation, reversion to the mean, continuation, over and over and over and over again. So last week on that flush back to the buy zone here, we waited for a few buy signals across the lower time frames from the big 3 indicator, and then we jumped in here with some call debit spreads. Now the target on the trade was 180, and I do think you'll get there eventually, but with the gap up yesterday morning, that was close enough for government work. And then over here on Tesla, who for whatever reason had a pretty good pop here into the close. So last week Tesla pulls back to that daily 8 EMA, and then on the big 3 indicator, we get the green arrow. Fresh daily buy signal. So from there we jumped in with some call debit spreads, and the target on that trade was a push towards that daily 200 SMA. So we cashed out of Tesla, and then Netflix here, we added a little bit of this last week on the pullback to that daily 8 EMA. And the target on that bad boy was $400. So Netflix here, guys, which I think we talked about in a couple of videos ago, a good example of the power of the nested squeeze. So on my indicator, daily squeeze prints a daily chart prints a squeeze into buy signal. That squeeze fires long. In the process of firing long, that triggers your 2-day bull squeeze to fire long. That goes on to trigger the bull squeeze on the 3-day chart to fire long. And now, as of this week, you got the bull squeeze on the weekly chart firing to the upside as well. So domino effect. One after the other, they release all that energy. So for Netflix, guys, admittedly, pretty big spot here. All right, the big 4 hundo, which as mentioned lines up with your weekly 200 SMA. But from a squeeze perspective, there should be some gas left in the tank here. Now maybe it's a one-hit wonder. Squeeze fires long, you get one dot, and then we fall apart. But for now, I think you're looking for a continuation. So the key from here is what's a good buy zone? And that, of course, is personal preference, and it's really a matter of aggressiveness. I would buy it back down here at the 8 EMA again. I'd probably buy it all the way back down to that daily 21 EMA. So pick your spots, but I do think with your weekly squeeze here, kind of being, it's all pretty fresh. The party has just started. So until things change, got all these pretty buy signals up here. I do think Netflix continues to be a pretty good buy the dip candidate. Now as far as the market, guys, interesting times for sure. And it's kind of the tale of two stories. So on the S&Ps here, they continue to have a pretty tough time breaking above and holding above that 4,200 level. Now here's the thing, they've got the ammunition. Big 3 buy signals on the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour chart. Things are a little bit neutral here on your lower time frames. But as far as nested squeezes go, we got bull squeezes here on the daily chart, the 2-day chart, and the weekly chart. And that squeeze here on that daily time frame does officially fire to the upside here today. So potentially, like in Netflix, first comes a daily squeeze, then they trigger the 2-day squeeze. If they can eventually trigger this weekly squeeze here to get the job done and fire to the upside, that should provide enough gas, enough oomph, one could say, for a push back towards those August highs. All right, 4,300, 4,350. So for now, the over-under level is going to be the almighty daily 21 EMA, right around 4,150. And it's a pretty simple game. Above that 4,150, in a squeeze or in squeezes with some buy signals, I got to give the edge to the bulls. Under that 21 EMA, with brand new sell signals, then it leans a little bit more bearish. But a big part of the struggle to break out here, again, is that tug of war. Where if all your trading is your tech stocks and your semiconductor stocks, which frankly is all That's all I've been trading. But if that's all you're focusing on, then it feels like a bull market. Yeah, they're a little bit extended. This much is a bit obvious, but QQQ keeps pumping. Microsoft's a beast, Amazon, Google, your semiconductors like Nvidia, AMD, they're animals. Then you look at the energy sector, and this thing's getting spanked. Bunch of sell signals, and a bear squeeze on your daily chart. You check out, say, healthcare. Healthcare is getting beat down, and I think if you look at the RSP, which is your equal weighted index, this paints a much clearer picture. This takes all 500 stocks in the S&Ps and gives them an equal weighting. So all things being equal, we got sell signals on the weekly chart down to the 1 hour, and we have a bear squeeze. So a bear squeeze is when we got a squeeze and a sell signal on the same time frame. So nested bear squeezes on the 3-day, the 2-day, the daily, and the 2 hour. Very suspect to say the least. But I do think for now, guys, the game plan for me doesn't change. I gotta fight for a good entry. Right? For most of your leadership right now, I gotta wait for a flush. But for now, that's where the pretty colors are. Your FANG stocks, your semiconductors, and something like a Netflix where it's a little bit extended. In the short term, it might be a little bit cooked. But on a bigger time frame, with the weekly squeeze just having fired long, I get a flush here, I'm going to get long and look for continuation. So I continue to like Netflix here, and then we're waiting on the S&Ps. All right, they got the buy signals, they got the structure, they got the momentum, and they got a handful of squeezes here. Usually a combination that does a whole lot of good for the bulls. But back under 41.50, and I think they might drop the ball a bit. So that is the bulk of what I got for you folks here tonight. One potential lottery ticket kind of pick. By lottery ticket, I mean you accept the full risk on the trade. Whether you're doing debit spreads, maybe you're buying some calls. But MSTR here is starting to pop up on a couple of the big 3 scans. So as far as buy and sell signals, it all leans pretty bullish. And then as far as the squeezes go, we got that nested bull squeeze on the weekly chart and the 3-day. So this is kind of an interesting spot in terms of risk versus reward. You got a good hold here of your daily 21 EMA, your 5-minute, your 15-minute, your 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour. All right, everything inside that daily squeeze, for now at least, is telling you path of least resistance is to the upside. So in terms of risk versus reward, I think this is a spot where you look to pick it up, and you can cut that trade off for a loss on a close back under the 21 EMA. And if the squeezes fire off here, you could get a push back towards that 340 and change. So that's the key. You wait for your squeezes, you wait for your buy signals to come together, and then you try to nail down a good entry at the buy zone. So that is my lottery ticket pick for now. But otherwise, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. And my question of the night, and I say this with a broken heart because my Celtics could not get the job done, but question of the night, who do y'all think is going to win the NBA Finals? The Miami Heat versus the Denver Nuggets. Let me know down here in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
What's up, traders? This is Taylor from Simpler Trading. I wanted to thank you for watching our video, and if you liked the video, go on ahead and comment down below, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon to get a notification anytime we upload our next video. And of course, if you want to watch us trade live in real time with our own money, check us out at simplertrading.com. Until then, trade safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.